Hey, welcome back. We are in town. Granddad had a fall and he had a hairline fracture in his fibula or tibia. So we picked up one of the chairs that kind of goes up so you can a lift power chair so he can get up and
somebody built a ramp for us.
Yeah, they had a ramp so that he could get wheeled out the front door and out to the car. So
and the people were so nice about giving up their workmen for a day so Granddaddy could get his ramp built. So now he can get in and out of the house. So I can get him in and out of the house without Brian. So
that's right.
That was a big challenge, wasn't it, Brian?
And it was awful nice of him.
Oh, it was wonderful.
So we have the old recliner, and we're taking that to a friend's house. Hey, sugar.
Hi, babe.
Hi.
Hi.
Look, there's Gunner. He's got his head out the window. There's Gunner. Hey, what's up, Gunner? So, anyways, besides dropping this recliner off, a subscriber had a request for a video, and that is, when we come to town, we have the luxury of staying with my wife's mom and dad. And his question was, what happens if you don't have any relatives in town, but you want to live on an island in Southeast Alaska? How would you do that? So we're going to talk about how you do it in this video as well. So in the summer months, the weather's not bad.
And it's light.
But yeah, and it's daylight. Like,
go home at 10 o'clock at night.
In the winter months, it gets daylight around 9, 10 o'clock and gets dark around 2:30, 3 o'clock. So, and the wind picks up and it's really rough. So we're going to talk about two of the ways that we would, if we didn't have a place to stay in town, what we would do. Oh, good Lord. Fish carcass. Yeah. So where were we? This is Auk Bay parking lot. There's the boat launch right there. That's where we launch our boat typically. Oh, these guys are fighting.
Ooh. The humpies have come in. So there's lots of fish carcasses all around.
Good stuff for Gunner to roll in.
Yeah. No, he's going to be sticky for the next couple months, isn't he?
There's two ways that we would live here if we didn't have Grandma Joe and Granddad to stay with, and that would be, one would be to get a bigger boat. Now we took some video of a bigger boat that they had at Willie's Marina. It had it was a 28-foot boat. It had a caddy in it. Excuse me, Eagles. It had a caddy in it so you could sleep up underneath the front of it. It had a fridge. It had a range. So we'll show you some of that footage there.
And that's where we would live if we lived in town. A nice big boat and then stay at the boat harbor.
Yeah, so these are slips, and you can rent these slips by the month or by the year. But basically, if you get a big enough boat, you don't want to pull it in and out of the water all the time, so you'll just keep it in one of these slips, and they have power that runs to the slips, so you can hook up to it, you can hook up water to it, you can pump your waste out of it. So that's option number one, is to get a bigger boat, stay in your boat, and live on it. Well, you know, when you come into town, you just stay on your boat.
And then we could travel in the summertime. I would love to go up and down the southeast and stay on all the little boat harbors and all the little towns. And
yeah, because
that's our ultimate dream.
Look at them all. They're fighting for these fish.
Oh, look.
You can come right by us, mister.
Hello. Hello.
So we live on the inside passage, and that basically is anything that's not open water. These guys are making a racket. What happened? Oh, the big guy went down there and was like,
That big guy, look.
my fish. Look, the little juveniles fighting with him.
Give it, oh! Look, he got some.
So the perk for having a bigger boat is it can handle rougher weather, and you can obviously make longer trips. You got a larger gas tank. You can, you know, take a 3, 4, 5 week-long trip and then hit the next port and refuel there. Oh, he's taking off with some food. And there's the big guy following him.
Oh, he is. Look.
Oh, he got it! He got it! Option number 2 is to get a camper and just put a camper on the back of your pickup truck. Now, obviously, oh, they're fighting again. Obviously, with having a camper on the back of your pickup truck, you won't be able to haul lumber in your pickup truck. But 9 times out of 10, we just take our boat straight to Home Depot and load our lumber straight from Home Depot into our boat, because it just cuts down on one step from loading from Home Depot to truck, then truck to boat. So we'll just pour our boat up into Home Depot and load our lumber straight up into that. But with that also, with the camper, you could also disconnect that and make road trips to the interior or even go down south, and you know, you don't have to stay in an expensive hotel. So there's perks to both and there's cons to both. So that's just something that you would need to think about. There's one camper that we would recommend if you wanted to live in the southeast, and that would be
From Canada, right?
Yeah, there's a manufacturer called Bigfoot in Canada. If you just Google Bigfoot campers, and it'll come up.
Extreme cold
They're
weather.
built for Canadian, you know, extreme cold weather, and that's the route that we would go if we get a camper. But I think the route that we're gonna go is probably get a boat, because we enjoy the boat life, and making trips up and down the inside passage would just be incredible. Just, you know, because you can fish and do whatever you want in different areas. It'd just be super cool. So while we were in town, and we thought we'd just make a quick video, because we've been here for a few days helping my wife's, oh, here we go.
They're so pretty.
Yeah, so we've been in town a few days helping my my wife's dad out, because he had this. He took a tumble. So we thought we'd make a video real quick while we were in town, and we're headed back tomorrow. So we
got to see what happened to the garden.
Yeah, our neighbors, Craig and Millie, you know who you are. They've been taking care of the garden for us. So. We're going to try to get back tomorrow, and that way we can finish some of our projects. But we've had fun spending time in town with Grandma Joe and Granddad and our son and his girlfriend Ashley. But if you have any questions about the Inside Passage or Southeast Alaska, just drop us a comment or PM us, and we'll answer your questions, because we live here. We're getting to know the area. Why do we love Southeast Alaska so much?
Because it's beautiful.
Because it's beautiful. I mean, to be honest, I don't want to make people hate me, but I think Southeast Alaska has everything that the interior Alaska has, and also the ocean. Unless you're going down the Kenai Peninsula. There's that blower guy. That's the guy I was telling you about. There's a Corvette guy. It's a sunny day, and it's like 71 degrees at 9 o'clock at night. So people go crazy when it's 70 degrees. I mean, we're going to pass by Auk Lake, and there was dudes out here, and girls in bikinis, and guys with no shirt on just swimming. And, dude, when it's 71 in Southeast, it's like 100 when you're in the Midwest. So people just go crazy. They're like, it's so hot. So I don't want to catch any flack, but we got the ocean, and the only other place that I would say is kind of like this would be like Seward or Homer or stuff that's around the ocean, you know. But as far as the interior, we got the same. It's the same. That's why I prefer Southeast rather than the interior, is because we get the mountains, we get the huge 120, 150 foot trees, and we got the ocean.
Yep.
You can't go wrong. So you get all we get humpback whales, we get orcas, the sea lions, the seals, just all. I mean, you get to fish for king salmon, you get to fish for coho, you get to fish for halibut, rockfish, black cod. Oh, there's just so much to talk about. So we got porpoises here. I love it. I love it. The only downside is that the northern lights aren't as prevalent as they are in the interior. But we do get them, but they're just not as bright.
Or it's always raining here, so we never get to see them.
And it rains a lot here, and like she said, it's rainy and cloudy, and so we don't get to see them.
But that's why we have the big trees.
But that's why I love watching the aurora forecast, because you'll get like a 5, which is like, oh, we're going to get a good show tonight. You're like, it's cloudy. You ain't going to see nothing. But yeah, I can't tell you that there's no place I'd rather be than right here.
Southeast Alaska is pretty.